Good morning, ladies. Good morning. And welcome to day 3. I can't believe it's the last day of our training. Right, I'm just going to go into the group. Make sure, as always, that I'm actually in the right place. Say hello if you're watching on live or you're watching... Hello if you're watching on the replay, so I know you've watched. Hey, Rachel. Good morning, Kim. So, did everybody download your social media shizzle? If not, try to keep up and download it afterwards, or if you've got a computer, go do that now whilst I'm still wittering on for a bit, because it will help and make it a lot easier for you. How is everybody? If you've got any questions, let me know. Now then, let's go through... Good morning, Andy. Good morning, Debbie. Good morning. Right, yes, bit of news for you. In terms of the awards, it's still very much neck and neck for award 2 and 3. So, yeah, so keep at it, keep engaging, keep asking your questions. I will announce them tomorrow morning. I'll come in tomorrow morning. Right, let's start with social media. One of my favourite subjects. Can be immensely overwhelming, but when you approach it with a sense of fun and appreciation, it can really work for you, but it is about making it work for you. Good morning, lovely Joe. Good morning. So, why are you going to bother with social media in the first place? Why bother with social media? How is it going to sell your services? Okay, so I'm going to talk you through it. But imagine this. You create an entertaining, educational, emotive, or engaging post and you put it out on your social media. Or you create a post in another group, somewhere else. Especially... a group about, when you post somewhere else, so you've got to be a bit more subtle, right? We're going to talk about that. So you do a post and that encourages people into your group. Groups are everything. I will say that multiple times. Encourages them into your group. Hey, Naida. Once they're in your group, you offer them value, you offer them training, you help them, you connect with them, you get to know them. And you do things like this, you do free challenges, and that sends them towards your focus product. On the side, when they join your group, you also encourage them to download a freebie. That puts them into a nurture sequence, although mine may be a bit messed up. I hope it works all right. I realised I hit a limit, which I was a bit aggravated about last night. I hit a limit. Oh, I'm really sorry. We have done so well for the past 3 days and not had the building work next door. But if you can hear that drilling noise, I apologise. So yes, so you sell a freebie, that puts them into a nurture sequence. That might sell your trust builder and then that moves you towards focus. The process, like I say, is to encourage people into your group. Initially, that can be quite a hard slog. It really, really can. It can be quite time consuming. Now, but once you've proved yourself, the gods of social media will lift you up and boost you. No joke. So, for instance, the gods of Facebook, when your group gets to 1,000, it will start to suggest your group out there. If your group is very engaged, it will start to boost it out there for you. TikTok has multiple levels. TikTok, when you get to 1,000, it will let you go live. It will boost you more. When you get to 2,000, there's another one, 5. From my perspective and from my experience, 5, 10, it has different levels of boosting on TikTok. And if you are into meditation and journaling and connecting in with the soul of your business, then absolutely do I think that there are energies overseeing the different channels, which is why they will have a slightly different flavour to them. Now, in the process of this, you're going to be making connections, collaborations, friendships, reaching new clients and so on. But be slightly warned. You know, I did that training on the 5 steps to making sure you're prepared to earn 2 to 5k. Be warned about the gods of social media. The gods of social media are very aware of 2 things. One, of your inner battery and your vibe, and they expect you to maintain that, and that's your part of the agreement, right? That you look after that. But the other thing is that they're very fickle, and they can be a bit harsh. If you haven't got your shit together, then the gods of social media will send something off viral. TikTok is particularly good at that, particularly good. And you'll go viral and you'll go, wow, that's amazing. I've had 500,000 or 1 million hits on this thing. And the god will go, yes, but you didn't do the work. You haven't got everything ready. You haven't got it all sorted with your freebie and your trust builder and your focus product. You have nothing to sell and nothing to do. You haven't got your system sorted. You haven't got any of that sorted. They do that. They do that a lot, the gods of social media. The other thing they do is they let you go really high, really, really high, and then you're not you. But people, actually, I don't imagine this would happen to you, but people, it lets them get really, really high, and they don't manage these inner vibes and batteries, and they start to think it's all about them. All about them, and suddenly the god will go, ha, no it wasn't. Bam, and slap them down. And you see that happening all the time. So just be warned. That's what the gods of social media do. Now then, let's have a little look through the checklist. I've got loads of other things to tell you as well. But everything points to your group. I'm really sorry. I saw that there's a typo. How many times did I look at that checklist and I missed it? Who can see the typo on it? When you create your group, you need to have a clear intention for it. It's not good enough to have, I'm going to create a group and that's going to attract lots of people in. No. What's the group about? What's it going to do for them? You need a clear, attractive name that has searchable keywords in it. All right. It's all very well having, there's so many groups. People will get confused anyway and forget what the name of your group is if you try to use something too clever, right? But it does need to be attractive. It does need to have a little bit of, interest in it. And it needs to give them a reason to join. Like business mums. There are a lot of business mum groups. A lot. It's dull. Yeah. Then you want to have in your group a banner that promotes your freebie. And then it says banner promoting freebie. No, that's the banner. If you're running a free training or something like that, you could have instead a banner promoting your free training in your group. You need to have a really clear about description. And frankly, it's not about you. It's about what they're going to get from the group. A really clear about description. And often you've actually repeat it pretty much in your welcome post that you pin to the, you don't pin, you make it an announcement and then you pin it to the top of the announcements. You need to think about your group as if somebody walked in. If they walked into your group, would they be able to easily find everything, or is it messy? You may not be the tidiest person in the world, but your group has to be tidy. Yeah? And on entry into the group, you ask for email. No, I don't block people from joining if they don't give me the email. Because actually sometimes it happens that way anyway because they've been invited in and I've approved the invite, and then a little bit later on down the line they go, oh yes, I did really want to. So it can be a bit like that, but I do make it so that like the social media shizzle, so that actually they would want it, right, now then, so your page is purely, now people are saying pages are dead. Pages aren't dead. But pages are not that useful. They're a shopfront. So on your page, you want a banner that promotes your group. Or if you're running a free training like this, you can promote the free training. From your page, you can link to your group. I have heard rumours that linking to your group reduces how much Facebook puts it out. I experimented with that. I didn't find any difference. Again, on your page, please have a clear about information about you. Some people I've seen recently, I trawl a lot of Facebook groups, and some people I've seen don't even have an about. The first sentence is what's shown at the top. That is the one problem you're fixing for the one group of people at the one price. It's not you, right? It's why they would want to bother to look at your page. There's 101 people doing the therapy that you do. I just want people to, like your page. I would recommend putting services on there, even if it is sometimes slightly aggravating because you're still changing them a lot and you've got them on your website and you've got them on your page and it means updating both. I know, but I would put them on there. You never want anything in the way of somebody booking with you. You don't want them to go, especially, my clients are mums, right? So they're going to be interrupted 101 times. I don't want them to have to click again. So on the page and then click to the site in order to find out what it is I do. You do want reviews. If you haven't got reviews, ask for reviews. Always ask for testimonials and reviews. I will be asking you for testimonials and reviews of this free 3 days. And make sure that you have a post that is pinned to the top of your page. Normally that would be promoting your current theme, your training that you're doing, what it is you're selling, or your group, often your group. Okay? Right, let's see. Now I'm going to come back to that in a sec. What else did I want to say about your face? It can, if you haven't got a website, your Facebook page can replace it for a while. And you can use so if you were going to prioritize spends, I would spend on Canva and Zoom and something like MailChimp, and you can have landing pages on MailChimp to promote your programs. How many times you want to promote on your Facebook page? Once a week minimum, but from there, it's kind of up to you. It could be anything up to 7 times. I wouldn't recommend bothering more than 7 times. So once a day, that is, I don't do 7 times. I do recommend going live once a week, definitely. That's the one thing your Facebook page is useful for. It will absolutely promote you. Now, your group, let's make sure. Is there anything I didn't? Yes. Try with your group. Don't copy what other people are doing. Make it unique. Do have rules on joining your group because it gives you valid reasons to kick people out who misbehave. Anytime anyone asks you to mention things, if they say put your Facebook page link, put those. But otherwise, if somebody's asking and saying you can put links, I would put a description as to why they would want to join your page, and put that in. Naitha, I struggle with selling myself. I think I promote maybe once a month. Yeah, we need to sort that one out, Naitha. And it also, it's not you. Take it away from you. It's the one thing you're fixing for the one group of people at the one price. That's what you're selling. Don't have lots of groups. If you're like me and you actually energetically hold the space in your group, it will be too exhausting and you won't be able to look after them properly. You just won't. Kim, it's really aggravating. No, you can't. Once you've accepted them, Facebook doesn't let you accept it. Now, if you get to the point where you have hundreds of people joining every single day, I do know of a piece of software that you can use that will pull the emails out for you. But it is very aggravating. So if you think about it, I've had 150 extra people join this group. And for every single one of them, I have gone through and added them as a friend, sent them a message. I send them a message straight away because I might add somebody else as a friend elsewhere and I'm going to forget why I added them and what it was all about. So I send them a message straight away and I really try to make sure I've looked at the profile as well so I actually have a clue what they're doing so the message is relevant. Then I go and take the email and add it into my system. Then I accept them into the group. That's a lot of time. Best way to convert and ask group members to join a website where you do collect emails. Yes, have a fabulous freebie that they have to download. They're not really joining your website, remember, but always have something that is worth them downloading. Some people, Debbie, wouldn't even run a free training like this without emails. And that's certainly an option. It's one of the reasons why they might do it on Zoom. So on Zoom, you can request them to register, or you can tell them that they have to give you their email so that you can email them the Zoom link or something like that. I haven't done. I've done, and actually, to be honest, I didn't even do this social media shizzle in order to do that, but it seemed fair once I'd created it that actually you guys signed up. Yes, don't forget, you will see in some groups a lot of repeating posts. It was a really popular thing to have specific Monday things, specific Tuesday things, and so on. Facebook's got onto that one, and it will reduce the engagement in your group. So don't do that. You might have some, and I would rotate around some similar ones maybe, but definitely changes on that one. So you promote your group from your personal profile banner, your featured image on your profile, although that's just changed, so I need to have a look and tweak about how we can make that work. Your page banner, your pin post on your page, your website. So I have got my group mentioned on my website. Your newsletters should pretty much always mention it. Your email footer can mention it. You mention it everywhere. If you put it all over your car, put it all over your car. No, I'm joking. Although I remember I was in a blogging thing once where I was in a big awards and I did put that on my car and I did win. Right then. So, right, actually, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to preview. We've been so lucky not to hear those people all week banging next door. Yeah, 3 week rotation might work. Kim, maybe a monthly rotation. And I wouldn't have one every day. I would definitely instead, and we're going to talk about engaging posts, I would definitely go for more engaging posts instead. So questions, polls, things like that. Now then, so let's see, your profile. How many of you have your profile set to private? Tell me, how many of you got your profile set to private? How many of you are going to absolutely have a head fit when I tell you to make it public? I'm not being funny. You want more clients. You want them to be able to find you. People buy from people. Why would they buy from you if they can't check you out? You can, if you really, really, really hate the idea, then you can go through rigorously every single different option and make different things public and private so that you can have a quite clear profile banner that says what you do, and you can have all your about information and all your links. You can make that public and nothing else. But then they don't get a feel for you. You know, I'm in some really big groups where people are specifically in there in order to make collaborations, connections, network, and find new clients. What is the point if you're private? I get it, and look, I understand that in a small number of circumstances, there's somebody you don't want to find you. I get that. Yeah, I get that. There's no way around that. If you had that situation, then let me know and I'll think of some ways around it for you. Debbie, you just made yours public after someone couldn't find you. Yes. Do you know how many times as well? So when on your personal profile, it is really important that your banner points to a group. I said that multiple times, that you have a featured image pointing to a group, that you link, that in the links, you have a link to your group, you have a link to your page. If you look at my banner, it says click on it. It's a bit of a cheat because it doesn't do anything. You click on the banner, that pops up the description for the image, and in there is the link to the group. Same for my featured image. Same, just everywhere. Andy, they're wrong. You won't sell. You won't sell. So whoever told you that was wrong, because your business won't do well. A social media business, you need to be public. Absolutely. You need to be public. You just won't sell. Cybersecurity, don't click on things saying, you must look at this video. Don't add friends who have obviously got no connection. Don't add soldiers who are widows, or majors who are widows who are telling you you look gorgeous. You know, I know, I understand it was their IT security, but they won't sell your business. And I was in IT. I'm sorry, no. You can, if you want, just make, like I say, if you're really worried about it, you can just make your business stuff. But otherwise, literally none of what I'm telling you today will work. And social media, organic social media won't work for you. Just won't. I know that's really harsh. Where was I saying? Yes, link to your group, link to your page. Avoid politics and being rude on your personal profile. In fact, avoid it everywhere. Unless it's really connected to your business. I have people in my groups of multiple different political affiliations. I know that because I've seen them shouting about it on their personal profiles. In my business, it's not important of my business. If any of you go live on TikTok, you will find that people will ask you when you go live, and I just say that's just not the subject of my live today. And I don't share my page onto my personal profile over and over and over again. I sometimes forget to share anything at all onto my personal profile, but I do share it sometimes when it's crucial. Debbie, can you block certain people on your profile for security issue for your own profile? You can block certain people from seeing your profile. Yes, you can block them, but you know, they can get around a block. They can find somebody else who knows you. I have certainly had my 2019, some of you will know, was exceptionally bad, and I certainly have got people that I have blocked, but I'm also very aware of the fact that they know people and they will be following me. I've tried to go through and remove as many of those people as possible. You could get worse than what happened to me, but it was really bad, and I hid for a very long time, and I worried a lot what people were going to say about me, and it was difficult. So just know that I'm not saying this flippantly at all. Right, yes. So, how to grow. I want you to think about your audience. I want you to tune into them. And obviously I'm looking at business mums, but that's not the only place I've met people. I've met people in TikTok groups. You know, Joe is here. I've met people in yoga groups. I've met people all over the place. So it was about getting to know where my people hang out, you know. So what I want you to do, if you're going to embrace organic marketing, is think about that, tune into it, and go and do some searching on Facebook and join a pile of groups. Join a pile of groups and then research them and see what happens. It's going to take you a couple of weeks. It's not a couple of days, couple of weeks, right? Research them and eventually stay in about 3 to 5 groups that have high numbers, that have good engagement. They have high numbers, or they're growing dramatically, right? They've got good engagement. They've got reasonable rules that work for you, as in you can subtly promote yourself in some way, shape or form. Follow Friday is pants. Don't bother. They've got plenty of space for you to be able to talk. Obviously, I'm a business coach. So if I go into a business group run by a business coach, it can be a bit tricky. So I love business groups that are managed by virtual assistants or social media people or stuff like that instead. But you want a group that has got presence of the owner, because it's quite nice to connect with them, but that it's not all about them. So that's where you want to kind of go. So obviously I've also got my mum stuff. I got loads of connections from a yoga group I was in, you know, just so you arrive in the groups and then you start to comment on posts and be helpful. Show that you're fabulous and nice and all that sort of stuff. Then as you start to get a few, there's rules, right? But every group has a way it works. So you start to then look at the way the group works, and when you've pinned it down, you start to ask engaging questions, and you'll start to understand that these questions are they're popular with the owner because they get lots and lots of answers, and from those you will make some useful connections. But I want you to be willing to be less direct about who you meet. So for instance, I've got the lovely Naitha in here. The lovely Naitha is in here because of Dean. Dean I know from the school run, but also I joined his group and was supporting him and having lots of conversations with him. Now, although I do work with blokes and you're all very welcome on my programs and all the rest of it, obviously Dean wasn't particularly my ideal client. But I didn't therefore say, oh, I'm not going to talk to him and I'm not going to give him ideas for things. That would be silly. So I want you to be willing to be open-minded about this, right? I know, for instance, that virtual assistants tend to get coaches who are specific to virtual assistants. I've still chatted with virtual assistants and given them advice and help and stuff. You never know, one of them could end up with a client who's a coach who needs some help, right? So just help people. And ask engaging. So engaging questions, there's a knack to it, which I wouldn't say I'm fabulous at yet. And you have to be really careful. Some of them you're really not allowed to self-promote. I tried one in one group recently because someone else had done it and we both got our posts removed. So yes, but things like, you could say things like, what do you use to tackle anxiety, rather than specifically promoting your anxiety program? Or you could ask a question like, who here is, overwhelmed by social media? Or I asked some controversial questions. As you know, I'm not a massive fan on 10K months. So I said, who here has been stung by 10K month programs? Or who here is a big fan of them? I knew that they weren't going to be my... It was things like that. You got referred yesterday by a medium from my EFT. Brilliant, Andy. Yes, exactly. So when you're adding these people, it's really important to get to know them, because then they'll actually think of you when they're in a scenario that's a good match for you, yeah? You're aiming to grow your Facebook group to 1,000 plus. Once it's at 1,000 plus, like I say, the gods of Facebook will promote you. Free challenges, short weekly lives, short healing, short demos, useful posts, and then things like memes, inspiring stories, polls. People love that sort of stuff. Silly questions. Like in my Mama Cafe yesterday, I said, does anybody else just realise they've completely forgotten what a healthy snack for a kid is? Because I've just been feeding my kids whatever the hell. I didn't, homeschooling and everything else just beat me completely. Right, adding friends. Let's talk about adding friends. We have network marketers in here, so this is very, very important for you. And network marketers, I'm not sure I agree with the advice where you're advised not to mention which network marketing you're in. Everybody knows, we can tell by the way that it's worded that it's a network marketing thing. Just be direct about it. And a lot of Facebook groups will throw you out if you say, yes, I've got an opportunity for you, DM me for more information. They hate it. You'll get banned. Always read the rules in the groups. Yeah, read the rules. Some have huge rules. I have rules. I have rules in here. Don't share from your page. It looks lazy. So type in the thing that you want to share or copy and paste it. I don't want people just dumping their stuff. People can really dump. Take care about your organic marketing. Much better to do less than more. I think, now I must check out Facebook's because I don't know what he recommends, but I know that some network marketers recommend like making 10 connections a day. really? I'm not sure you can actually make good connections in that way. Doesn't feel authentic, and you're hiding part of who you are in business. Yeah, and people can feel it. It's wonky. It really is wonky. Yeah, coming back to groups, actually, groups for network marketing. I do think that if you don't have, so with Rachel, you know, you've got another side to your business, so you can combine it together. I mention my CBD oil, probably not enough, but I do mention it a bit in my Mama Cafe. If you've got a network marketing business, I think in here we've got doTERRA, we've got the perfumes, we've got aloe vera, we've got a utility warehouse, body shop. I want you to think about yourself and actually really tune in for a while about yourself and what you like seeing, what you like doing, and make a group that's a bit more, so that there's more to it. And so it's exciting and there's a point to be in it, you know? Right, so adding friends. Personally, I don't add anybody that Facebook suggests. I don't quite get it. I'm probably not being very friendly about that. I'm not lying. I did make lots of friends on TikTok, which sounds a bit crazy, but I really did. I'm not really looking for friends. Like I say, my 2019 meant that I am very clear on who my friends are and who they are, and I've had a really jolly good clear out, and I'm doing really well for friends. I'm looking for connections, collaborations, not necessarily clients, collections, collaborations, that sort of stuff. So I don't really add people that Facebook. I find it a little bit odd. And I find it unbelievably awkward that when somebody adds me, I then very politely kind of wave and say hi, and then they don't say why they added me. And then I'm a bit like, hi, what were you looking for? And I know they're lying. I say, what were you looking for? Was there something specific you were looking for, or just a friendly face? And they say friendly face, and I go and look on their profile and I can tell they're a network marketer, and I'm going, liar. Okay, so just be really honest. Sometimes I'm really awkward and I go, hi, how can I help you? Because on their banner, it will say, I'm an entrepreneur helping other entrepreneurs, you know, get to 10k months. And it brings out the evil in me. But join one of my groups and I will add you as a friend, because I want to know the people in my groups. I want to know what's going on. I want to know what makes you tick. I also want to make sure that if anybody hits a bump in the way, that they can message me privately. I prefer it in the group, obviously. I prefer it in the group because it creates engagement in the group. But I want them to be able to connect to me personally, because I have got that. I have got people on social media who connect when they're in difficulties, and that's what it's there for. Debbie, quality friends rather than numbers. Exactly. Yes. Now look, vanity metrics, Debbie. Vanity metrics do have some importance. I totally get it. But they won't do anything for your business. Engagement's what does for your business. Always. So I always add people as friends who join my groups. I then have friends lists. I've been very OCD, so I do have friends lists, so I put them in there so I can work out what they are. Are they TikTok or CBD or you guys? I always send them a little welcome message to find out a bit more about it. I don't mind if they don't add me back. It's just the way it is. And like I say, I send that before I accept them into a group, because I'm going to forget who they are. And so in my message, if I've met somebody in a group or I've invited them as a friend because they're joining my group, I always say the group and all the rest of it, so that I, with my brain of no memory power, can go back and go, oh, that's why I added them. Naitha, I've had a few interesting MLM contacts just tell me the truth, and I'm happy to talk to people. Exactly. Yeah, just be really open. And remember, we talked yesterday, establish a need. Do not invite people to like your page or like your group. Not you, Andy, because I was really interested in the flowers, but and not you, Debbie, because I was really interested in journaling, or anybody else in here. I am interested in what you're doing, but don't add people to your groups or your Facebook page without asking first. I know we're busy. I am very OCD and very into efficiency. And so I would do that just for efficiency. Hi, this is me. This is what I do. This is what, would you be interested? Here's my group. No, don't do it. Tomorrow. Yes, I do have more than one group. I'm cutting back and cutting back and cutting back at the moment. I have this one, Mum Your Own Business. I have the Mama Cafe, which is for mums and dads and non-mums, but it's like with general anxiety tips and all the rest of it. I do have TikTok for mums that will probably turn into a manual in about 3 weeks' time, disappear. You have 3 years, a title to attract different audiences. Yeah, I know, Debbie. I wasn't sure about that. It's a lot to maintain. Rachel, it's exactly what gives MLMs a bad name. And it's such a shame because multiple sources of income are really good. It's really, really important. This is one of the reasons I leave my profile public. Always chat. I've talked about that. Now then, I'm going to talk through some of the pros and cons of platforms. I'm nearly finished. Okay. So your activities per week, you have a theme and you plan for that theme to last you for a week to 6 weeks. I also have another methodology where you take your one sales post and that takes you 1 to 6 weeks worth of posts. I know I haven't managed to go into sales posts in these 3 days. It's just not viable. But that is covered in the Business Intensive and it is covered in my Momentum Map implementation guide. Don't pay for adverts. I've said that. Have a look at my TikTok from yesterday. Don't pay for Facebook adverts. Do a weekly short Facebook Live. If you don't like doing Facebook Lives, just send me a message and I'll let you practice in here. Post 1 to 7 times per week on your page. Repurpose everywhere. When I say repurpose everywhere, it's not just that post. You can repurpose it into a live. You can repurpose it into a TikTok. You can repurpose the same theme. Engage in 3 to 5 other groups. Ask questions in 3 to 5 other groups. That's your activities every week. Pros and cons of other platforms. So I want you to choose your best friend, social media wise. That's very likely to be Facebook, Instagram, or LinkedIn as your bestest friend, or potentially TikTok in the future. Choose that. Most people, it's going to be a Facebook group. We're going to be Facebook because that's where most of us are going to focus and we can create communities. Instagram is really useful, but it does like you to use all of its options. Like I said yesterday, Instagram stories, grids, reels, and so on. A crazy number of stories it wants you to create a day. It's a very attractive platform, but it can make, if you have the potential to be OCD, it can make you a little bit freaky. So be really, really careful about that. But it is starting to become a bit of a must-have. Some people will always go to Instagram and are a little bit against Facebook because of the controversies and conflict that turned up on Facebook during lockdown. The nice thing is it's quite easy to repurpose onto Instagram. So if you're like me, I'm thoughtful about how Instagram uses its hashtags slightly differently from everybody else. And I repurpose onto there, but I don't worry about my grid. TikTok is, as you know, my absolute favourite, but there are some huge algorithm shifts at the moment and it's a difficult place to grow at the moment, but I still think it's got loads and loads of potential. Pinterest is brilliant for SEO, absolutely brilliant for SEO. Definitely something I'd recommend looking at if you are creative, you write articles, or you've got like recipes, how-tos, things like that. It's a bit like a blog. So to give you an idea on these crazy kinds of things, like YouTube, definitely worth putting videos onto, can be wonderful for SEO as well. So I have a blog post that's hit 2,000 people, but the video connected to it as of this morning has hit 325,000 views. It's gone weirdly viral 10 years later. Very, very strange. I have another blog post that has hit 195,000 views. So, you know, those are also what I would term social media. But my YouTube video one is, as I said, the gods of social media doing a, ooh, look at this video that's going to hit loads and loads of people and actually going to help your business in no way whatsoever. No way whatsoever. Let me know if you want to see it because it's really, really funny, but it's got sod all to do with my business and hasn't helped at all. LinkedIn, definitely, if you've got professional people, corporations, organisations. Twitter, I wouldn't worry about. I'm on there. I've got a blog, Rachel. Blogging is how I started the Mummy Whisperer in the first place. I'd obviously already been a coach for a long time, but I started the Mummy Whisperer and I started it as a blog. And it's what created my books as well. So my first book that went on Amazon that got to #1, I blogged it out first and then put it into the book. I kept it separate. The reason I would always actually put your blogs on your website, but I kept it separate because it is huge, that side, absolutely huge, because I was blogging. I was a big blogger. But generally you'd put it on your website, and generally you wouldn't do as much as I did. Yeah, if you blog on a website and then share in a group, that's okay. The general rule was that when you create a blog, you spend as long pimping it out as you did writing it. It's not good enough to just put a link somewhere. If you really want your blogs to work, you should be in a community of bloggers and commenting on their blogs and reciprocating and so on. Rachel, yes, I'm a big fan of blogging. One of the reasons why I love TikTok is because it has the feel of blogging, because it has that cathartic thing about it. Social media links. One thing I wanted to say, when somebody asks you, and please don't feel guilty because I know that some of you are guilty of this in here, when somebody asks you for the link for your social media and you get that opportunity, put the whole link. Don't put at. Don't do that. People are lazy. They're not gonna go, ooh, copy and paste that, take it over to that platform over there and then go search for it. They're not going to do it. And if you can't remember what your links are, then get them once, stick them in a note so that you can copy and paste them whenever anybody asks you. And if you don't know how to get your link, ask me tonight in the Q&A. But that's really, really, really important. And like I say, follow Fridays are pants. They hardly do anything. When somebody asks for your link, they're probably not asking for your website. They're asking for your Facebook or your Instagram. Following somebody on Facebook, you'll never know if they followed you back. On Instagram, obviously you do know, and there's more connection ability. So Instagram's better for that, as is TikTok. Don't worry about follower numbers and how many are following you and all that kind of silliness and all the rest of it. It's just daft. Right then, nearly round. Yes, so I've overrun, but not too badly. So tonight we've got the Q&A, and just to let you know, I've already got people asking about all the programs. So I just wanted to remind you that if you're interested in the business club, let me know, because there's only 8 spaces and one's gone. If you're interested in the business intensive next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, the difference between what we're doing there to what we're doing here is we're going to it's very much an active, it's going to be on Zoom so that we can talk. It's very much an active thing from 9:30 to 2:30. The first day is going to be more of me talking, because we're going to tune into your niche, your ideal clients, the soul of your business. We're also going to do a lot of energetic and mental clearing work to give you a shift. Rachel, it is 9:30 to 2:30 each day, but I'm aware of the fact that it's short notice. I didn't have much choice because of Easter coming up. So there will be flexibility about the times, and there will be the chance to pop out and pop back in again if you've got stuff already booked in, because a lot of it also will be literally, right, okay, so let's get your business model sorted, let's get your marketing strategy sorted, and you'll actually be creating things. Let's get your social media sorted, especially if you don't know how to do Canva, or you're wanting to brainstorm and go, okay, well, I'm thinking of doing this, what do you think? A lot of it's going to be that. I'm not going to repeat what we've done on the last 3 days, but the business intensive does include the Momentum App implementation guide. So there will be talks about sales pages and sales posts, and my specific methodology for creating those 6 weeks worth of posts, that sort of stuff. We will cover all that done. So basically, if you're feeling that sense of urgency and you want me there holding your hand basically whipping your ass and answering your questions so it's quicker. That's what next week is all about. If you think, oh, Debbie, thank you. You could listen to me for hours. Oh, that's lovely. If you think that actually you're going to need more than that ongoing over the next months and you want techie help and business help, then that's what the business club is all about. You get 2 weekly business clubs. So it's similar to this, but it's on Zoom where you can ask questions and we go through stuff. You get quarterly one-to-ones, big quarterly business review one-to-ones where we go through your business with a fine-tooth comb. And you get me, and you get to be with a group of lovely, lovely ladies. You also get once you're all settled in, you get to promote yourself in the Mama Cafe. Anybody who joins on this run of the business club, so the doors for both of these things don't keep opening. The business intensive I'll probably run again in about 3 months' time, and then the club doors will open back up again unless everybody who joins really gets comfy very quickly. Everybody who joins the business club, I'm going to be running a 4-week extra special thing for you to take you through the momentum map to be absolutely certain that you've got everything in place, as well as the intensive, because you get the business intensive as well. But there's always stuff. There's always that beginning stuff to do. So we're going to do that together as an extra intensive. Extra intensive. There we go. So that's that. Thanks, Joe. Thank you, lovely. I look forward to seeing you all later. And at some point this week, my lovely business club ladies have said they're going to come in and tell you a little bit about it as well, just in case you wanted to know. If you've got any questions about which one, I'll be able to tell you which one's more suitable for your current stage in your business. Yes, right, that's it. See you tonight, 7 o'clock. See you, Rachel. Bye.